man. You getting better at that, man. We almost in sync all the way. Hey, welcome back to Matter of Fact. Today we got Thursday Night Football, Cardinals, Seahawks. It's a good matchup. I like division matchups in the NFC West. It's just always close, always tight. It's a football fanatics type of football game. Usually.
Right.
You know what I mean? You also have two coaches that I hold in pretty high regard, and Mike McDonald and Jonathan Gannon. And then, the resurgence of Sam Darnold. And we'll get in all of that. We're also going to get into Like, Love, Lock, the betting segment, kind of review where we miss, where we hit, and all of that. But you want to do the Thursday night preview first?
Yeah, we can get into that real quick. Not that big of a deal.
Have you been working on your player props for this yet?
Yeah, I already got my same game parlay in really quick. Hold on, let me bring it up. All right. Now I need a win this week, so I'm not really trying to.
You spent too much on your birthday, huh? So you trying to make that bet?
Honestly, for real, to be honest, it's the Young Boy concert. I gotta go see YB.
Wait. You going to the one in DC?
Hell yeah. On Wednesday.
Where is he performing at? Oh, it's
on
Wednesday?
Yeah, Capital One Arena.
Oh, Capital One?
Young boy, they gonna tell you, you better stop dissing them. Boy, it's about to go crazy in that motherfucker. What? Me and the YN's gonna be singing like we a choir in that bit.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a good thing Trump, he cleaned up DC before he came through. You know what I'm saying? Because it might have got real hectic.
Yeah, I mean, they canceled the Chicago show.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So, but yeah, whenever you're ready, I can give you my little plays.
Let's talk about the game itself first, and we could get into your plays. Have that shit ready.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about this game? The game script. Seahawks are 2-1. Cardinals are 2-1. I believe the Rams are also 2-1. Who is the last in this division? Who am I missing? Rams, Seahawks,
everybody else undefeated.
Niners.
San Francisco 3-0. Everybody else, I'm pretty sure, is 2.
San Fran. Yep.
Yeah.
Damn. San Fran's 3-0, and they didn't have Brock Purdy for 2 of those games.
Which I mean, they should have. They could have lost last week. They should have probably lost it to the Cardinals, but you drop balls, you're gonna lose a game.
Yep. So I mean, this division's tight. I'm just looking at the standings right now. At NFC South, trash as usual. NFC North, the Bears, they can make some shit back. My Giants are 0-3. Yeah. So how many undefeated teams are there? There's the Colts, the Chargers, the Bills, the Eagles, the Niners, and the Bucks. Bucks and Eagles play this week. That's a game I like. You'll see that later. But yeah, I mean, I feel like the Seahawks, I think they're a better team. I think they're better coached. And they typically own this matchup, without me even looking at that. Don't matter who the quarterback is. Cardinals at home, I don't think that home field advantage means that much. And, it's a tight division game. They don't have to really go far. Seattle to Arizona.
It's still a short week, though.
It is a short week. But let me see. Did he practice? This is the thing with these games. So their nickel corner, who's actually one of the better nickel corners in the league, Garrett Williams, I don't think he's playing. So I feel like JSN's going to run wild. I'm assuming JSN's all over your parlay, huh?
No.
Yeah, Garrett Williams is on IR. So.
Garrett Williams. No, he's actually not. I mean, he's just priced too high.
What is it at? 7.5 receptions, 75 yards.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's been covering every single game. So like at this point, it's just not something that I would really touch. Like again, I'm like this is the week where I'm about to get my bread back this week. So I got a lot of plays that's like plus 300, plus 200, plus like. Probably my biggest play is going to be like plus 450 or something like that. But I'm not really like over here trying to hit on the lotto. I'm about to just make some money for real the regular way. Let me get that over here to Jackson Smith, see what he talking about. Yeah, see, bro, they got this boy at fucking, they got his prop at 86 yards.
86 and a
So
half.
it's probably,
I was like 10 off.
6.5 receptions, 7 receptions, 84 yards. And he been smacking it. So it's like they don't really know what to do with him. You getting him at this highest value. Not saying that they don't play through him and not saying that he's not going to get this work in, but, you know, you got 5 receptions right here. It's just a lot of, it's just, and he hit it. I thought he hit his over here, but I guess he hit his over on the yards.
Now, I remember he missed that one because I had his receptions in the parlay. The Saints just didn't make it a game, so it's like, why pepper him with targets like that? There's no reason.
So I mean, if you want to do his yards, you can maybe fuck with his yards. But me personally, I know they played through him, so I know he gonna get the ball, but I only got him for like maybe 40 or 50 yards at like minus 650 or 450, some shit like that.
How do you feel the game script is going to be? Who do you think is going to win? How do you feel about the spread?
I mean, as for the actual game, like, I honestly think that this is, you know, a situation where Cardinals just lost a tough one, but I think Seahawks are one of the better teams in the NFL. Like I obviously, you know, I kind of felt that way since like week 1, but Sam Darnold, he's playing well. He's playing well. He's getting it to his guy. And, you know, the defense is pretty dominant. So he's not really asked to do too much. And he has a superstar wide receiver on his team. He knows that's where he's going. And the wide receiver knows that he's going there too. He still finds a way to get open. So, you know, I just see this going Seattle's way. But, you know, Arizona's scrappy. They've been scrappy for the past year and, you know, going into this year. So you can't really count them out. But at the same time, you know, they struggle with the same things a lot of losing teams struggle with. They struggle with closing out games. They struggle with winning. So
just overall situational football. Like, it's just when their defense shows up, something's lagging on the offense and vice versa. Right. How do you feel about? I feel like Marvin Harrison. I haven't made my same game yet, but I feel like I want to take Marvin Harrison's yards here just because I feel like they want to still inspire some confidence in that connection. So still try to scheme him up something, make back last week. Where's his totals at? Let's look at that.
I mean, again, like I might do something with like an anytime touchdown just because, you know, I think they might try to get him into the end zone. But again, on my tickets, he's just not on there. It's not to say that he can't have a bounce back game or anything like that, or not to say that I lost confidence in him as a player. But right now, I'm good with rock. I'm just gonna rock with the guys I know gonna do their thing. I am gonna take this anytime touchdown. I got a no sweat bet, so I'll probably do an anytime touchdown here. Add that to the parlay. But like, yeah, as for everything else, I mean, no doubt in my mind, this is a buy low spot. So he could do his thing. It's also a bounce back spot. He's a professional wide receiver. He's been good at this game his entire life. So he's going to bounce back and make some plays. But yeah, as for me putting up like the serious money, like I'm not putting up serious money on Buddy.
That's crazy to say. I think my favorite thing to see on Twitter nowadays is the Cardinals fans. Now they're just critiquing everything about you because it's one of those situations. Obviously, it's not the same situation as Justin Jefferson and Jalen Reagor or nothing like that. Not even close. But they're sitting there like, man, we should have just got neighbors. Like we should.
But those are the type of fans that I don't even listen to my own fans that talk like that because I just know y'all don't really know shit. Like, so it's like, all right, like you already know how you talking. Like I don't even need to hear what you're saying because it's like, you're just a complainer. You're just a fan that's complaining. So it's like, I mean, I get it. You like you know what I'm saying? They getting out their opinions, how they feel, their feelings and shit, and you entertained by it. But like for me, it's just kind of like, bro, he's gonna be fine. Quentin Johnson, we've been talking shit about him for going on this year was going to be the third year, and he got the most yards on the Chargers. So it's
no. I mean, hey, I have the highest respect for Quentin Johnson. Just put his head down, get to work. I mean, all that noise. I mean, you know, I was shitting on him. You were shitting on everybody. He was a meme in the fantasy community. And now if you got him, if you spend up some fab on him, you're happy. You might have got a steal, and a lot of people might have not put some fab on him because they're like, this is fool's gold. It turns out he's a major part of that offense.
Like there's just a whole lot of football left. So for you to be like, for anybody to really be complaining about a player 3 weeks into his second season is just kind of like, all right, bro, just like appreciate the opinion, but shut the hell up and sit on your couch, bro.
All right, so let me tell you the most recent thing I've seen on that same topic, and I like bringing this shit up to you because I know what your answer is going to be, but it's just funny to hear your perspective every time. But it was Neighbors recently. They're asking all the Giants players about Jackson Dart and whatnot, and they're like, so, you know, because you remember his rookie year, he played with 4 different quarterbacks: Drew Lock, Daniel Jones, Tim Boyle, Tommy DeVito. And they're like, you know, how's it transitioning to playing with all these different quarterbacks? Like, what do you expect? And he's like, they're going to get the ball to one. And then, you know, he's just sitting there or farming. And then I just see, I'm looking at the comments and Cardinals fans being like, I kind of wish Marvin Harrison was more like this. Like I would, you know what I mean? So,
yeah, but then again, it's like that got nothing to do with football. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, again, like I said, like those, like I block all fans like that out. If you're not talking like sports intelligently, I probably don't listen to what you got to say.
So if it was a redraft, you don't think the right pick would have been Neighbors?
I was telling you before the draft that the number one wide receiver on people's boards was Malik Neighbors. But like, I'm not here to like, what's done is done. And you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, they're bitching about Marvin Harrison, but Malik Neighbors didn't have the best game last week, did he?
Yeah, he didn't, but
like,
does that matter? That doesn't matter.
I'm just saying. So it's like they're like bitching and tripping.
It doesn't matter to the grand scheme of things.
Well, I mean, we don't know yet. We don't know if they end the season with 1,300 yards and 8 touchdowns. Who gives a fuck?
Malik Neighbors, the thing is, even off that I think he only had like 20, 30 yards, maybe. He's still top 5 in receiving.
Well, yeah, he had a 200-yard game against Cowboys. Russell Wilson. Right now, Caleb Love is freaking number 3 in quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all of this stuff. I guess if you have to talk about it right now, we have to talk about it currently. But at the end of the day, bro, I bet money. If I was talking to a rational Arizona fan, I would just tell him, hey, bro, don't even sweat. It's going to even itself out. He's a talent. Nonetheless, he's a talent, and he's going to find a way to be successful in the league. You don't just make plays your entire life and then stop making plays. And it's not like he went to a certain school where he was the big fish in a small pond, and that's where he was eating at. He didn't go to a TCU. He went to Ohio State. And he was making a way over there at Ohio State. So there's like no doubt in my mind that this is just a little blimp in the road, and eventually he's going to ball.
I definitely think it's a little bit mental right now, a little bit of the yips, but he could get out of that. It's early in his career, like you said. But once again, they have the luxury of having like a top 5 tight end in the league as well. So I mean,
yeah, and that's the thing too, because
it's a great situation to be in.
Yeah, because Arizona fans aren't thinking like Arizona Cardinals are thinking. Arizona Cardinals are thinking, yo, we got a nice young wide receiver that we're going to incorporate him in slowly. We don't need him to be a mega star. I know Arizona Cardinal fans would love to have a superstar wide receiver and all of this shit, but like, bro, that don't mean we're going to win games. Like, we 2-1 right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, the biggest thing that y'all complaining about is the success of the wide receiver or whatever. Yeah, he kind of lost. He dropped the ball a few times, but like I even said, like, yo, I see CD drop the ball, but I also seen CD Lamb win more games than he's ever lost for the Dallas Cowboys since he's been here.
I just don't like that comp because, like we say with somebody like Jamar Chase and all those type of high volume players, that have the highest
It's
drop
one
rates in the
game.
league.
I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet money he wins more games in his career for the Cardinals, even if he goes to another team, than he does lose them. I'm willing to bet.
That's not what I'm really talking about. I'm just saying it's not like he's shown to be a short-handed receiver, and this drop thing was like last game.
Yeah, I feel you. Everybody got their opinion on Buddy. Right now, he's just you know what I'm saying. Everybody kicking his back in, but like I just feel he's gonna be fine. Like he's gonna be fine. His team's good, and I think the coaching staff. I think he's doing everything the coaching staff is asking of him, but the fans want him to do more. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's like, yo, I'm doing what my wide receiver coach is asking of me. I'm doing what my head coaches are asking of me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry it's not working out the way y'all wanted to, or even the way I probably wanted to or envisioned it when I entered the draft. But if the team win, I ain't going to trip. I wish I was 2-1 right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So speaking of other key Cardinals players, Trey Benson, he's on your ticket, or how you feeling about him?
I mean, I think he's going to get the blunt share that carries, and he's definitely going to be the running back one. And I also do consider him a league winner. But for me, let me see. He's on one of my tickets, but it's just the first quarter ticket. I got him getting 5 yards in the first quarter. But like he's not on my
what kind of odds did you? Where are the odds?
What do you mean?
Like where are the odds? It's just 5. It's just he gets 5 yards, so it's 4.5 over under 4.5. I'm asking where the odds.
Like you can do first quarter parlays. You do a first quarter parlay on FanDuel. So
yeah, I know, but where are the odds for that specific first quarter 4.5 over under? Is it minus 150?
Let me see. So yeah, for that one is minus 450.
It's minus 450?
Yeah. But for the actual one, it's 12.5 yards. So I'm buying 7 yards.
Oh, okay. So that's why I wanted to know, like, how many yards are you buying? Okay. That's interesting. Damn, you didn't believe in the not you just buy 2 yards.
Let me stop you there. When the bread, like I said, I'm trying to win this bread. It ain't about believing in, it's not about believing in like nothing. Like I can't bet on that. It's like, all right, I think the game script's gonna go in a way where he can at least get to 5. So it's not believing he can't do more than that. It's just about I'm collecting this bread back. I'm still pissed that I lost like 2 parlays I should have hit last week. So it's like we collected. That's why anything I'm just trying to stick to what I'm like, all right, I know this is gonna rock out. You know what I mean? Like even on my main parlay, I got Seattle to win, Sam Darnold over 200 yards, Jackson Smith to 50 yards, Trey McBride 40 yards, Trey McBride 5 receptions, and the only thing I'm really sweating is Torrey Horton to get to 20 yards.
All right, so why you come put your man's Marvin Harrison for like 25 yards?
Hey, bro, look.
Come on, yo.
That's what I'm saying. Like, listen. Hey, listen. I listen. I don't get on this shit, but like, hey, do what you do when it comes to betting. I don't got to play with every single player on the team. Like me personally, like when I'm like really locked in or trying to win, less is more. Like seriously. Like, I'm serious. I'm trying to give you some game.
No. I feel you. Like, but I was trying to poke holes in the Marvin Harrison thing, and then it's like, all right, so you bought 7 points on that. You bought like for JSN, that's the whole game, right? So you gotta get 50 yards. So you bought like 30 yards on him. And it's like, you can just buy a little 25 yards on Marvin. Nah, I can't do it. I'm trying to win this. Like that's just hilarious.
Yeah, but again, like that's what I'm saying, because betting is one thing is like doesn't relate to the other. I can defend a player all I want. I don't got to put money on. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't bet like that. Like I just don't, bro. I that's what I'm saying. Like when I talk about this stuff, I have no feelings involved in it. I hate when I have to tell the truth about my sorry ass football team. I fucking hate that shit. I don't fuck with losing, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and try to defend losing or defend some bad play or blown coverages and shit like that because I like the football team. No, these niggas ass beat their ass until they start fucking winning. You know what I'm saying? Like I hold people. You gotta hold people like accountable, bro. I hold my team accountable. I hold myself accountable. I hate the fact that I gotta fucking praise Philly. Like I hate that shit. but they 3-0. Motherfuckers spit on my quarterback's face, and he gets rewarded with 3 wins. I'm pissed. But at the same time, I'm going to tell the truth.
Nah, I feel that. Damn. All right. This injury report. Will Johnson's not playing?
Nah, he's out.
Okay, yeah. Give me the Seahawks here. They're missing their slot. They're missing Will Johnson, who's been balling.
All right, but now let's not talk all crazy and put it in the air like this shit is a smack city spot. All right, because let's just think it's gonna be a tough game.
I thought Will Johnson, even with him being in, I liked it a lot. To me, it is a smack city spot because they just own them.
Right, see, they
kind of have the Cardinals number. Hey, you don't have to put your name on it. I'm putting my name on it.
Yeah.
Because if this was like a 4:00 game, this might be on my like love lot. It might, but I like a lot of games. I had to narrow it down. It took me a while to narrow it down, and usually I don't have to do that. And earlier when I was guessing the lines, I was like, damn, it's kind of a difficult week. And then as I did more number crunching and looked at more tape, I'm just like, nah. There's a lot of games I like this week. There's a lot of games I like.
Yeah, man. That's
Trey Benson, but I got Trey. Oh, no, you're not in that league. I was about to. Yeah, I'm trying to. So if you're a Trey Benson owner, you buying, selling, or holding for the Trey Benson?
I don't really sell. I got him in the league, and we're rocking. Like that's why you pick him up. That's why I was trying to pick him up even in our league when Buddy dropped him. Like if I get a second string running back and he ends up the first string for the rest of the year, that's right. You know what I mean? Like that's league winning right there. I'm not selling league winners.
Yeah, I was so this is the trade I was trying to make in my big money league because I have Trey Benson, I have Scatterboo, right? But I also have Amari and Hampton and Bijan. So I'm like, look, Trey Benson, people want you, but if they're not going to give me a good price on you, as it like, you know, you're like you said, he's a league winner. He could rot on my bench until I need him. I don't care. So you better come correct. So what I was willing to do with Jacob, I was like, yo, give me Brian Thomas and Brian Robinson. Keep in mind, he's a C-Mac owner. What do you think about that trade? Trey Benson, Brian Thomas, and Brian Robinson Jr.
Brian Robinson, I have no problem giving that up. It depends. I mean, it depends on how many backs he has. Yeah, but I'm a C-Mac owner, and I have no problem giving him up. But I dropped him, and I dropped him in the league for Blake Corum. I'd rather have Blake Corum than have Brian Robinson, and because I just don't like. They gave him 2. I think he had 2 carries last game or some shit like that. Like I mean, I see him. I don't think he's that good of a back. Like I don't think he's like if C-Mac were to get injured, I think it'd be Isaac Garendo would be the one to own.
I keep forgetting how much you like that nigga. Has Isaac Garendo even been getting any burn?
He's on ice. We need him when we need him. They don't need like bro. They're not even giving the back. That's what I'm saying. This is just C-Mac. This is all C-Mac until the wheels fall off. He's the running back 1 and the wide receiver 1 over there.
Facts. Yeah, he doesn't have a rushing touchdown yet, but he got a receiving touchdown. In terms of the backs that he has, so he has Christian McCaffrey, he has Kyron, he has Bill, he has Ramondre, and then he has Brian Robinson. So those are his backs.
Yeah, I mean, I'd give up Brian Robinson for sure, and maybe give you up like I don't know what other wide receivers he has. I don't know if you can just if you drafted him in the first, second round. I don't know if you can just give up on Brian Thomas right now, but
he's somebody I've been trying to buy. You know what I mean? And here's the funny thing: in all the leagues where people had him on the trade block, they're being so wishy-washy about selling him, which I understand. You got him in the second round, but if you want to put him on the trade block, give him to me. I like the volume that he's getting, and let me have him if you want to give up on him this early. And my team's sitting pretty. I don't even really need Trey Benson. I just draft well.
Yeah.
But last thing on this Thursday night football. How do you feel about this over/under?
I mean, it's under.
Under? Yeah, I like the under too.
Yeah, they got the team total for Seattle at 22, but I don't know about all that. I don't know. This is just these are two teams. They're not necessarily the biggest. They're not big play teams. They're even when their offense is clicking, it's methodical. And then they're defensive oriented. Both sides of the ball really would prefer to run the ball. So I don't even what I'm saying. If the running game is working, they're being methodical. The clock's going to keep on running, even if they score a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? It could be an 8-minute drive, 6-minute drive, 9-minute drive. So I'm cool off. I'm cool off that.
Yeah, same. I mean, I like the under too. And also, like, the only way I really see the over hitting is if there's like a crucial turnover and they just get good field position and it's a sloppy game. I just don't feel like this game's gonna be very sloppy despite being Thursday night. It's a short week for both of these teams. But we'll see. I'm excited for this one though. Amazon Prime, I'm gonna be locked in. But yeah, we could get into it, get into the bets. Real bets Thursday. We got an extra day to really look at these. You want to go over last week's?
I mean, we kind of already did, but if you want to, we can.
Briefly, because we did. I mean, for the most part. But just in case anybody wasn't there for that. Yeah, pull that up. I'm about to get some ice.
All right. So yeah, it was going good. It was going good for a second, then it went left. But this one right here didn't hit Max City, but we got Cleveland. We got Cleveland back. We got them back. The plus 7.5. We hit on this. They won outright. We was going to get them here too. We was about to get another one went outright, but then it just went bad. It is what it is. We'll probably never see this shit happen ever again in a game. But sometimes it does happen like that. And then what was the last one I had? I want to say we'll lie and say that I had Tennessee, Indianapolis, plus 4.5. That ain't go right. Started off with a pick 6. You already know how it goes there. So, yeah. This game was crazy, man. It was just so many crazy ass games last week. Like New York, Tampa Bay. This game right here, Smack City spot. I mean, look at these it's just Smack City spot. Oh, this was the game I had. I had Houston, Jacksonville. But even this game, they had a hell of chances to win it. They just didn't pull it out. So yeah, 1 and 2 week.
What are we talking about?
Nothing. Just saying it was just a crazy week.
Oh yeah. Bizarre ass week, bizarre world week. Went 1 and 2 again. If I go, I'm going 3-0 this week. Wait till you see my pitch. Rams, Eagles. Everyone's talked about that a lot. Should have covered, even if they bought the field goal, lost by 2. That would have been it. Still covered. They looked good to cover all game. We're winning all game. Literally came in first half, smacking them, pushing them around, and then some second half adjustments, bad special teams, some clutch plays by the Eagles. So that one doesn't hit. Obviously, right there next to it, Panthers, Falcons. Got a little bit too giddy watching Sunday Night Football, that Falcons front tearing up the Vikings. Christian Darrisaw is back, though, so I'm going to get into that. But that was just you burn the tape on that one. And then what did I hit on, actually? What I did hit on was no. Scroll down. What was the other pick? That's on my phone. I was just like blown. Like I was like, all right, cool. They're going to pre-week Colts. Colts
Cool.
4.5. Yeah, Colts 4.5. So that was smack. I was like, all right, that's smacking. I lost the Panthers. I'm 2-1. All right, cool. Wasn't cool. So
You can't say your record until the game is over with.
I jinxed it, man. You know what I mean? It's bad juju, man. I know, man. I learned my lesson. Trust.
But yeah.
Yeah, you want to kick off with your picks?
Yeah, all my shit short, sweet, straight to the point. I ain't really playing with it this week. Same situation here. 10.5. We getting 10.5 in some spots. You know, this fell all the way down to 7 after they beat Green Bay. And then when Detroit played, it got back all the way up to 10.5 because they, again, played on national television. But, you know, I just think that this is a lot of points. Detroit, everybody assumes that they're a good defense and they dominated some dominant Ravens defense. But in reality, the Ravens defense is just not that dominant. I don't know how this is going to work out, but I do know that if you're able to contain them, their running game, which is David Montgomery and also Jahmyr Gibbs, you got a shot at beating this team once you make them throw, and they won't do no razzle dazzle if the pass rush is vicious. And obviously, they got one of the best players, if not the best player to some, defensive player of the year, Myles Garrett, rushing the passer. So that's going to put pressure on Jared Goff if he has to throw in a script where Cleveland knows that they have to throw because they're stopping the run. So this can go either way. They could cover this if Jahmyr Gibbs is going off, David Montgomery's ripping off runs. But if they're not, which I'm banking on Cleveland's defense stopping the running game and forcing them into passing situations, we'll get a similar script to the one that we got last week. I think this is my third week in a row betting Cleveland, and so far we're 2-1 on the year, and they're 1-2 as a team. So betting them right here. Right here, we're going to Washington. This one at -1 it was started out the week at -3.5. I'm taking Atlanta here with the plus money, plus 1.5. Basically, it's just a situational spot where Atlanta just lost an embarrassing game. They're bouncing back. You know, they probably were feeling themselves after playing Minnesota. So they're reading the press clippings. They feeling like they like that, going to play sorry-ass Panthers. You know what I mean? Kind of all that stuff that you were saying. And they didn't show up. By the time that they was ready to play football, they was already down about 17 points or whatever. So, you know, that got out of hand for them. I think that they're more locked in this week. We saw Washington come off a blowout, and we saw Atlanta get blown out. In these situational spots right here, the underdog is usually like hitting at a 60% clip. So this is strictly like bettors, sharp play, where everything's about to come back to the middle here. And I think that Atlanta is able to go ahead and cover that 1.5. Hopefully they win, but you know, we'll see. And then, so this is the one I really like a lot. I like this. This is a personal bet, though. I'm not putting this as the love, but Chicago just smashed out the Dallas Cowboys, and everybody kind of believes that that's what the Chicago Bears are, not realizing that the Dallas Cowboys defense is just non-existent and we don't cover anybody. Las Vegas, while they got a lot of problems of their own, they don't have as much problems on defense as we do. And I think that this is a similar spot where, again, Chicago, big, gotta have it game, smashed out their opponent, smashed out the Dallas Cowboys, and now they're going on the road to play Las Vegas. I personally think Las Vegas is going to win this one outright. But my lock of the week, it's pretty simple. We're going with the 3 points. You're giving me 3 points. Bet with Kansas City. I'm taking it. Kansas City.
Where do you see it at 3? I thought it was at 2.5.
Right here.
At Sugar House.
Yeah. But it is, I mean, at most spots is at 2.5. This one's a shoot. So it's plus money at 2.5. But even at 2.5, I'm taking it. I'm taking it at 2.5. I'm taking Pat Mahomes as a dog at home. I'm never going to be in this spot ever again. So I'm taking the money. The rest of America sliding with Baltimore. I love that. I love that. I love being on the opposite side. These I like these bets the most because America's on the opposite side of me, or most bettors on the opposite side of me, and like that, I love that. I mean, usually in the past that works out. That works out in your favor. Right here, gotta have a spot for Kansas City. I don't think that Baltimore's defense is as good as people believe it to be. And also, there was a key component that I didn't even realize or think about. Michael Pierce had been the nose tackle for the Baltimore Ravens for probably like the past 5 or 6 years, and he retired last year. And that was a big hit to their run stopping defense. So I'm just curious to see what Kansas City's able to do. But I think that they're able to kind of, do something similar to Lamar where he does do his thing, he goes off, but the football team as a whole is making mistakes, and Kansas City comes in and wins the second straight game in as many weeks.
Okay. Nah,
Yeah.
I feel you. That game feels like the movable object versus the stoppable force. Like,
Yeah.
they got it, the run game for the Chiefs isn't really looking too crazy, but that Ravens run defense, like you said, Michael Pierce retired, Matabuke, I don't know when he's going to come back. So we'll see how that goes. But for me, let's see. Let me share my screen. Share up. We're revisiting one of Austin's picks, man. Except I'm going the other way, man. Give me the Lions here to cover. I saw it at 10. It's been bouncing around. Like you said, this one's been bouncing around. It was at 7.5. It stayed yesterday. It was at 8.5, and then it went back up to 9.5. And I think it's settling at about 10. The reason why I like the Lions here is because Browns are coming off a game that nobody expected them to win. Feel like they're on the high. You're giving me Jared Goff at home in that dome, and you're also giving me a way more dynamic offense than what the Packers have going on. I feel like they're still trying to, like outside of, all right, we're going to hand the ball to Josh Jacobs, and obviously this Browns team is like the best run defense in the league. If you take that away, you could see that's the path to beat the Packers. I feel like the Lions have a little bit more razzle dazzle, some things to do to kind of overcome that if that's not working early. I feel like it stays close early, and then the Lions just start putting up points on them because the Browns don't put together a complete game where their offense is matching their stout defense. And after that, we know what Dan Campbell loves to do. He loves to pour it on. Oh, all right, we're going to kick a field goal here. Nah, we're going for 6. We're going to keep running it up. So unlike a lot of teams where, they're very, the gamesmanship comes in, it's like, we don't care to blow you out. We're just going to restart. No, they don't care. So if they're up, I could at least know the psyche of this team is to continue to try to run it up. And I don't know if the Browns can do much about that on offense to catch up. So I actually like the Lions here to cover this at home in the dome. And they also, they're hitting on like a, I want to say high 70, low 80s clip, 80% clip games. The game after they blow a team out, covering that spread. It's like 22-6. So that's a stat out there for you. So when they get rolling, they really start rolling. I think week 1 against the Packers, division matchup, you lost both your coordinators, got the Packers there, they did their thing. But week 1 doesn't tell us the true identity of a team. I feel like when the Lions get rolling, they get really rolling. Give me the Lions here to cover. This is the first time with Like Love Lot, we're on the opposite end of the same pick. Last week we were on the same end with the Rams covering. I got the Lions. So that's my like. My love is Give me the Bucks here to cover. We got Tristan Wirfs coming back along with Chris Godwin. Should be a boost to this offense. I think what's really going to be interesting here is how Ibuka is going to be used with Chris Godwin. They both can play out the slot, but Godwin and Ibuka could both play on the outside. So I think
Chris Godwin's playing in the slot.
I know he's playing in the slot, but he could play on the outside. He can.
Well, in 2 wide receiver sets, he'll play, obviously, because it's not a 3 wide receiver set. So he will be the starter in the 2 wide receiver sets. But when they do go 13 personnel or 11 personnel, he'll be playing. He'll be playing in the slot. And I think that was always the goal, which is why Ibuka never went into the slot while he was injured. And even, you know what I'm saying? Like they put Sterling Sharp there. And
Sterling Shepard, yeah.
Yeah, Sterling Shepard there. And Ibuka just been harnessing his talents over there at that X wide receiver spot.
Yeah, but this Eagles offense, it came alive last week, but besides that, it's been anemic. I think the Bucks, they kind of have the Eagles number a little bit. They play the Eagles extremely well typically. And with Tristan Wirfs back, like I said, Godwin, if there was no Godwin, I'd probably just avoid this one. But I think they could get pretty creative on offense with the versatility of both those receivers. And then when it comes to the Eagles, Kyron Williams is doing his thing on the ground. So I think Bucky Irvin could have himself a game, open up the play action for Baker. And I just feel like with the Eagles, they kind of stole one from the Rams here. I don't even need the Bucks to win. I just need them to, if they lose by a field goal, I don't see the Eagles beating them they shouldn't have beat the Rams by over 3. Realistically, that game should have been over at 2 or the Rams should have won. And you're giving me a Bucks team, plays the Eagles often. I think they just elevated our boy Desmond Watson. I wonder if he's at 405, 385, if he's going to be playing this game, the push stopper. But either way, they still got Vita Vea up there in the middle. People have been able to stop Saquon this year, so we'll see how they're able to keep Jalen Hurts in the pocket. If A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith could get going on the outside the numbers like they did last week, but if the Bucks can play a complete game, I just love this pick at home for the Bucks, 3.5. Give me that hook. It's looking juicy. And then my lock of the week. Give me the Vikings in Dublin. Give me the Vikings in Dublin. Steelers just haven't been impressive. Their defense is just looking mad. TJ Watt looks like he's lost a step. And, we talked about this last episode, what works overseas. And one thing I like is that the Vikings tend to go overseas. They usually send like the Vikings and the Jags. So they're used to it. Kevin O'Connell, he's used to it. He's going to have these boys ready to play. And I think Jordan Mason has himself a game because the Steelers haven't been able to stop the run. I think the run game is going to work very well. There's going to be jet lag. Aaron Rodgers, old ass, his joints might be hurting being up there in the air for so long. This defense might come out sluggish. And I think the Vikings just put up a masterclass on defense, and they just do what it takes to win. I also don't think they needed to show that much with Carson Wentz last week because that game got so out of hand just based off the defense and just all the mistakes the Bengals were making. And the Steelers being 2-1, they could easily be 1-2. They could have no wins. You know what I mean? So I feel like this is just a game where I could see, all right, cool. Steelers are 2-2. They're doing the typical Steelers thing. They're probably going to have a above 500 record barely. But the Vikings right here, they need this one, especially when it comes to this division. They're playing a really tough division. Whereas with the AFC North, you have the Browns, they're the Browns, and then the Bengals with Jake Browning, that's whatever. Really just dealing with the Ravens, and the Ravens over there are 1-3 or 1-2, and you think they're going to lose to the Chiefs. So potential Ravens 1-3. And if the Chiefs lose, they're 1-3. So that's going to be an interesting game.
I mean, someone's going to be 1-3, but both these teams will end up in the playoffs.
For sure. Especially because here's all the Chiefs need to do is be at like 500, Rashee Rice back, Xavier Worthy's back. Honestly, if Xavier Worthy wasn't playing, I was going to take the Ravens, but I don't know. They're kind of spiraling right now. But yeah, those are my 3 picks, man. I got the Lions to cover that 10. I got the Bucks with the hook, and then I got the Vikings to cover that. Where are they at? 2.5. What do you see it at? 1.5 or 2.5?
No, I see that 2, but I mean, let's see. Looks like the consensus right now is 2.5, minus 2.5.
Where am I at with the public, man? I have any heavily public bets just now?
No, I mean, this one right here is like the most you've ever been 50-50 on a play. This joint right here. So I gotta give you some credit off of that one right here. Public really likes really likes Detroit.
Which is kind of surprising. With like,
really? They did that on TV. They did that on national TV.
Yeah, but the fact that they don't see that, Russell Wilson put up 450 on the Cowboys defense. So why are they so on the Bears? That's the reason why I'm surprised.
No, so you gotta think about it. It's not about just the Bears. That is part of it, but it's because Las Vegas got smacked out too.
Oh yeah.
They got smacked out too. So it's
every time I think of the Raiders, I'm thinking of Trey Tucker dropping 40 in fantasy.
Real football. Yeah, that was after they already was getting built to ass. You know what I'm saying? So and their offensive line's bad or whatever, but So that's part of that. Again, that's why this game has fluctuated so much.
I feel you.
The number in this game
that Texans, we should tell them games that you should avoid betting the spread straight up. I think that'd be, just to wrap up, I would avoid, do not bet that Texans-Titans game, at least the spread, don't bet that. That one's scary. Oh, both 0-3.
It's 50-50, bro. Oh my God. I don't even know. But I mean, again, Texas, if there were a get right spot, it would be against damn Tennessee. So,
if it wasn't for the coach, actually be betting the Titans to cover this, but they need to fire this coach. I could see the Titans being one of those teams where they fire the coach, and then that following game, they have that new head coach bounce, and they're able to, let's say they're playing like a Super Bowl contender. They just happen to upset them out the blue. Or they play the Colts, who are rolling right now, and they just beat them out the blue. But this coach has got to go because Cam Ward, feel bad for him, bro. I feel bad for him. He's doing all he can. But, yeah, Texans 0-3. They're out of all the winless teams, the most surprising one. It's like us, the Jets, the Titans. So one of these teams are going to get their first win for sure. The Saints as well. Another game I wouldn't really bet is that Buffalo game. The spread 16.5 is the last time I saw it. Just too many points. They didn't even cover that against the Dolphins. Are the Saints just going to get blown out like that 2 weeks in a row? And the Bills are kind of a team that they don't really go out of their way to blow out teams like that. They could have showed some extra magic and really put it to the Dolphins, but I think they were just trying to save some of that sauce. So I look like
they wasn't playing football, but I think they just got the Dolphins' best shot too. It's just one of those things where they, you know what I mean? Football team's gonna show some fight. So I mean, he still won by 10 points. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, I guess maybe live bet it if you feel like it's about to be a smack situation, but. Yeah, I'm not really.
I would live bet it, let's say, because this shit happens all the time. It actually happened in that Dolphins game where they scored early, but the books are kind of sharp, so they won't move it too crazy sometimes. But it's worth the check. The Saints go up early, they get the ball first. Alvin Kamara breaks a couple tackles. Maybe a broken coverage, Shaheed deep ball touchdown. They're feeling good, and then they just get spanked rest of the game. I can see that.
Yeah, but they wouldn't even see. That's the thing. I wouldn't even live bet it. I would just be like, okay, The second Buffalo scores their touchdown, say the first touchdown's in the first quarter, I'll even live bet fuck it, live bet to 20. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to be a blow. If they get smashed out and it looks like it's just a dominant performance, you could buy it if that's how you really, really feel. But again, I'm not too, pressed on the game like that. This particular game, I do think it's probably going to be some sort of blowout, but 15 and a half is essentially the consensus, 15 and a half. And that's just
okay. So it went down a little bit.
Yeah, but it's just asking for a backdoor cover or something like that. So I mean, me personally, I kind of stay away from these games. Like, these games don't usually happen until the end of the season, when like quarterbacks are out and like the last game of the season where someone benched their entire starters and the other team starting their entire roster so that they can get into the playoffs, shit like that. Like, you don't really see this in at the end of September. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, if you really feeling froggy, most of these teams, like, this right here is one to watch out for, just because it's kind of crazy that this Jones has 87% of the bets, but they're still keeping it at 6.5. Again, that's something that should tell you something. Like, they got 87% of the bets. However, they steadfast at 6.5. That means that all this money's coming in and they still don't want to move it to 7.5. That should tell you something. And again, it has nothing to do with the team. It has nothing to do with.
Expand on that. Explain to them what you mean.
Yeah. So basically, that means that mad money is coming in on Los Angeles to beat the New York Giants by 6.5 points. That's the consensus here. I know this is the best line, but the consensus line is 6.5. And so basically, they're getting a buck ton of money from the public for New York to get smashed out by Los Angeles, which very well could happen. But however, something is telling them, nah, we're not going to push this number up. We're going to keep it at 6.5. And we're going to keep this at 6.5. So for whatever reason, they like that number 6.5, which means maybe, I don't know, like plus set, like maybe bet the Giants, something like that. I'm not necessarily sure. I don't know why they do this. Like, I don't know what would cause them to never make this line go up, because at this point the line should probably have went up to about
7.5. I agree.
But they don't want. It's because they don't want people. It's because they don't want people to come in on the Giants. So, all right, here's the situation that's happening. The new quarterback is playing, and yes, usually rookie quarterbacks are food. However, it's not the first game; it's the second game. You don't want to bet them the first game because nobody has film on them. No one knows what scripts about how it's going to go down. If they got any trick plays, if they don't know how it's going to go yet. So everybody harps on, Los Angeles Chargers again. They're 3-0. Just had a pretty good outing. Had a beautiful highlight plays. Everyone loves Amarion Hampton now. You know what I'm saying? We just had praises of quick QJ. So it's like, oh yeah, this Smack City cash spot all the way, smacking it. So big money's coming in on Los Angeles, but they still don't want to move this to 7 or 7.5 because they know there's a strong possibility that New York could come in with some razzle dazzle and play them tough. Not saying that New York's going to come out and win the game, but it might not be a whole smack spot. So, that's just something to keep an eye on. Like, that's why, usually if it's 87 like that and for it not to move, that tells you right there you need to probably be sprinkling something on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes with my bias completely out of it, I think the offense is going to look completely different. I almost
like this game right here, like this game right here. Like, I didn't put it on the ticket because, like, obviously it's my team, but like, yeah, this is the same spot. Like +7, it's probably not going to be +7. They're going to win, but it's not going to be +7. But again, They got 80% of the money. They're not moving it. They're not moving the line.
Yeah, with that Giants Chargers game though, the offense going to look a lot different to me. I like low key, put my tinfoil hat on. I damn
You
near
said
feel like
non-biased. Hold on, wait. You said non-biased aside, and then now we talk about your tinfoil hat, bro.
listen.
Like,
This isn't, but it's not relevant to the bias. Just listen. So tinfoil hat on. I do feel like they were kind of sabotaging Russ with the play, unless he's just that ass where it's like, yeah, this is all he can do. This offense is going to look completely different. I think it's going to be a lot of play action, which they haven't been doing. I think it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a very fast offense if you paid attention to what they were doing in preseason. Also, Dable's back is up against the wall. So he's going to be able to extend plays as well. And then our defensive front, if you want, I would just take the Chargers to win. Like I wouldn't take this.
It's probably like minus 450. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah, but people love doing those money line parlays of like locks, like money line locks. You put like 6 of them on there, and there's a decent payout. So I just wouldn't take this spread. Like you said, it's kind of weird. It's not moving like that. But there's not any real NFL tape. Like you can't really use the preseason too crazy. Like that's really all they got is the preseason. So, that's definitely going to be interesting. But besides that, I mean, the rest of these games are cool. I do also like I like the Panthers to cover that against the Patriots. I'm actually kind of surprised that it's such even money though.
But it's,
to be honest.
Yeah, I mean it's plus 5.5. I think the best value right now on the board is Los Angeles. I think this is the best value on the board right now. I think that right now we're getting probably 2 points right here. If it's still okay, if you can get this at 3.5, yeah. Like, I think this is probably the best value on the board. But
yeah, that was one of the picks where I was like, I had to I have to narrow it down to 3. Rams to cover was an option for me.
And there's also something to watch too. 80% of the bets is on Green Bay, but 71% of the money is on Dallas. So everybody's betting Green Bay, but the big money is coming in on Dallas. It's just something to, you know what I mean? Like, look, 92% of the money this way. You know what I'm saying? So it's just something to just keep an eye out for.
Yeah, that's mad. That's interesting. That is interesting. Yeah,
because that means it's a pro. Like that is to let you know if it's like a pros versus Joe's spot. That's how you like.
Yeah. So all the sharps, they're kind of coming in on the Cowboys to cover, and the public is more going on the Packers. I think the Packers. I would assume the Packers wouldn't cover here just due to the lack of CeeDee Lamb. I think if y'all had CeeDee Lamb, I would easily take y'all to cover. But I think that's just the difference maker right there.
We'll see.
And they just lost to the Browns. Micah's coming back home. Oh, also love this game. Broncos smash spot, but I just didn't feel like taking it. Like I just don't like to take teams to get blown out 2 weeks in a row. Like y'all grown men, you know what I mean? Like get it together.
Let's show some fight. But that's probably it's all like a lot of these games are probably in the same parlay. They're probably all in the same parlay, and we'll see. Hopefully, the public makes some money, man. I want everybody to have some bread. So, but it's sometimes, the way you think it's going to go, it doesn't go. NFL's a strange lady, and it's week 4, so we'll see what some of these teams got. We gotta see what coaches got, and we'll go ahead and we'll recap that motherfucker on Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, for sure. We'll be back for our games of the week, probably Saturday, bro?
Yeah, probably Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday afternoon, we got our 5 games of the week. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be Saturday afternoon. These are our picks. I'm liking. Well, one of us is going to come out on top. This just feels like my week. This is a my week type of week. Watch out for that one. I'm gonna text you during that Lions
Don't
game.
text me, please. Do not text me. I got too much shit going on. All right, bro.
I'm gonna text you.
If you win, good game, good job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need it. Please, it's Sunday, and I'm real barbaric. I don't have time to talk to
your team. Your team don't play until nighttime.
Exactly. So I'm barbaric all day. Like, I'm like, bro, and you got it. All right. If they, like, I don't like respect. Like, you know what I'm saying? At that point, I'm not worried about who wins that game. I got Micah back home, and we need to get a dub. So you got, if you win, congratulations. You told me.
There's two stipulations, nigga. If somehow Jackson Dart beats the Chargers and the Lions cover,
bro, I don't need to hear from you.
I'm
telling you right now. I'm
blowing your phone up. I'm telling you right now. I'm blowing your phone.
Bro. Please, I do not need to talk football with nobody on. I got a game to win. I just do. And we are about to be 1-3. Like, congratulations on everybody that got dubs that day, but I need to get one. After that, yeah, we can talk about whatever the hell you want. But before that, bro, I ain't got time. I'm not going. No, hell no, bro. This is it. I got respect for all the football teams in the league. I hope all y'all do well, but I need my team to fucking win.
I already let you know the stipulations, which
bro,
it's pretty unlikely. I mean,
you can send the text. It just ain't gonna get a response because
it's not gonna be. If those two things happen, I'm blowing your phone up. There's gonna be
okay. That's gonna be on silent. So
I'm gonna break through the do not disturb, bro.
You know what I mean? Like,
you better update those settings.
Yeah, I'll figure something out. I'll block you or something, bro. Because it's just I like it peace, quiet on the couch or upstairs on the rooftop because don't nobody be up there now. So it's just like That's literally what Sunday, even Sunday.
Subtle flex.
It was me. It's just me and my pops. Like no other nothing. Like nah. Like, we gotta watch this bullshit. Like I gotta watch this shit by myself.
Hey man, good luck to y'all, man. That's crazy. Without CD, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, but
George Pickens, your time has come.
There's a way, but we'll see. Execution is gonna be key.
And shout out to Javonte Williams, man. My man's Javonte Inferno reigniting his career behind this dope offense.
Andrew Clayton. It's the offensive line
coach.
Yeah, it's him. It's his running scheme.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, y'all O-line is OD too, though. Just in general.
But like we had a decent O-line last year. We just run an HB dive. We're not doing any WAN blocks. There's no scheme at all. We're not doing no duo. We're not doing zone. No scheme. We're just running the ball. Now we're running the ball with purpose, and it's like you can see it. I mean, Genty's dealing with the same thing right now. And unbeknownst to me, I also that's my fault. I didn't know this. I should have known this. And if I did, I would have told everybody this because it's serious. The offensive line coach is Pete Carroll's son.
The nepotism.
I would have never even. I would have said, "Lee, go get away from Genty. Get far away from him." I
didn't know that. I didn't know that until this week. Yeah, that's something to definitely talk about. And then it makes you, once you see that, it makes you question the Chip Kelly hiring in itself because it's like, are you just
hiring his buddy? He's hiring his buddy. Yeah. And that's why that's the one thing I got respect for Brian Schottenheimer. This ain't his fault. This is all Jerry's fault because Brian Schottenheimer didn't hire his buddies. He hired guys that were good and they deserved the job that they had. Like this offensive coordinator.
Well, he doesn't really have the cachet. He doesn't have the cachet like Pete Carroll to even do that. Plus, you know how Mark Davis.
But it don't matter if you do because, like, you don't know how Dallas works. But like previous coaches hire their buddies. Mike McCarthy hired his buddies. before
Mike,
Jason
Mike
Garrett.
McCarthy has a Super Bowl ring. Okay,
Bro,
Jason
okay,
Garrett's a
all right,
better
whatever. You
example.
got it, bro. You got it, bro. I'm not going back and forth on that. But long story short, he could have hired anybody he wanted for his coaching staff, and he hired the right kind of guys. So that shit. Shout out to him. Shout out to him for that.
I think y'all should get Nathaniel Hackett in for OC.
I don't know about any of that. I don't know who Daniel Hackett is, but I love my offensive coordinators. I love the running scheme. I love watching the actual running scheme, and yeah. So hopefully we get this thing turned around.
Hey man, good luck to you, and shout out to Jackson Dart. He darted up. Trust. We're gonna get into both those games on Saturday. So shorter stream today. You know, we got to get into this Thursday night. And yeah, good luck with your bets. Sprinkle a little bit on that JSN yards. What else? What else did you like? Well, you're teasing it so much that you're not even really on the lines, are you?
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, nothing. I mean, if there was an actual game, like if there was an actual one, maybe Marvin Harrison anytime touchdown, because Trey McBride don't score touchdowns. So maybe Marvin Harrison anytime touchdown, but yeah, I guess maybe Trey McBride 5 receptions.
Trey McBride receptions. I like JSN yards, and I'm gonna just, Marvin Harrison, just for shits and giggles. I think I'm gonna do his yards straight up. I might ladder that up to 70. Marvin Harrison breakout game.